Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to discuss two big rulings that came our way the end of last week for us Second Amendment people and for us people who love knives also, believe it or not. And this is why elections matter. This is why people who like us, we should never ever stop going to the voting booth. I don't care if you hate all the candidates, pick the one that best represents you. The last thing you want to do is ever stay home, because that's exactly what they want. They want to destroy and break your will. If you value your rights, you can never stop going to the voting booth. Now, well, first we'll start with the magazine ban at California. Judge Benitez in Southern California said that the California ban on high capacity magazines, but we'll really call them standard capacity because this is what these are, is unconstitutional. Now, he basically said the same thing the judge here said in Buffalo under the New York State SAFE Act. It's arbitrary. He said that you guys made up a number on what capacity to come up with, and you have no proof that only 10 rounds is sufficient enough, especially when law enforcement are carrying 30 rounders, and so a military. I don't care what you anti-gunners think. There's nothing in the Constitution that says military and police have more rights than we do. Please show me. You're not going to find it. Yes, they have a job to do. Yes, they are given more discretion because of the job they do. But that doesn't give them more rights over us or other civilians. I'm saying us, but I'm an LEO myself. But you know what I mean. They don't have more rights than us. They are given discretion to do their job. Yes. But the Second Amendment was designed to fight a tyrannical government, whether it's a foreign one or our own government one on the state level or on the federal level. So if you're going to fight the government, you need what you can to fight back. Now, Judge Benitez says, by denying people these, you're denying people a certain access to a class of firearms, and he's exactly right. Now, even though you have companies going out making these 10 rounders and 5 rounders, our law enforcement and militaries don't carry these for a reason. It's not enough. And if it's not enough for them, then it's not enough for us. Again, we have equal protection under the law. Law enforcement and military do not have more rights or special rights over civilians. There's nothing in the Constitution. And basically what Benitez says in the report, what I just told you, is that you guys came up with a number. It's BS. You just can't go around banning anything you want, especially this is considered, he said, banning this is an infringement on your Second Amendment rights, and he was 100% correct. On both the state level and the federal level. So both the U.S. Constitution and the California State Constitution, they violated by passing that law, and they were right. It's the same thing here in New York with the SAFE Act. The judge out in Buffalo said 7 rounds is actually very arbitrary. People have been killed with one bullet, and people have survived many bullet wounds. So he said the 7-round capacity is absolutely insane, and he was right. Now, Xavier Massaro, the AG of California, says that he still supports his restrictions on firearms, and he's going to view his options. In other words, he's going to go to the Ninth Circuit of the Supreme Court to appeal, which I expect him to do. But even though the Ninth Circuit is the most overturned court in the country, because Trump has been in office and he's done what he said he was going to do, put conservative judges, the Ninth Circuit is no longer the heavy left liberal leaning court it once was. Trump has nominated 4 people of the 5 vacancies available in that court, and to the dismay of Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, and screw them, Trump has gotten his people on the Ninth Circuit. Who are the people on the court now, you're asking? Let's see. Daniel Collins, a Trump appointee, I think has been appointed. Daniel Bress, who clerked for Antonin Scalia, so that's a pretty big one right there. would likely serve. Let's see, Kenneth Lee, who worked in GW's White House and written articles criticizing affirmative action, is now on the court. So those are just some of the people on the court now. So the Ninth Circuit is no longer the radical left court. Now, there are still some leftists on the court, and depending how this goes, remember, this is the same court that not too long ago, before these appointments, said that to ban open carry was illegal under the Second Amendment. Now, there was stipulation to that. They say you can't ban both concealed carry and open carry. By then, you're denying people the right to bear arms, meaning have them on them. Well, there's nothing in the Constitution that you can only bear them on your property or in your house. This is bear arms. And again, the framers of the Constitution designed this amendment to fight a tyrannical government, both foreign and domestic. So there is no in your house only permit like we have in New York City. So the judge ruled, well, if you're going to ban concealed carry, you can't ban open carry. So it was a slight win, not a big one, but the same court is now going to hear this case with these Trump appointees on it. It should get rather interesting. Now, if it doesn't go our way, you could better go to the Supreme Court. And again, the question is, what does Judge Roberts think? He's like the current Justice Kennedy, the way he was before he retired. But if we do win this in the Ninth Circuit, would Xavier Becerra take it to the Supreme Court, knowing that he may have to eat some crow and take whatever restrictions he can keep in California and not appeal it to the Supreme Court? Or do they go for broke? They go, what the hell, it's either our way or the highway. Well, we'll see how that works out for them. So stay tuned. This fight's not over yet, but it's looking good. And let me tell you something, if California gets impacted in our favor, you can bet the rest of the country will come down eventually as well. And this is why elections matter. This is why voting is important. Now, the other big thing here, right here in New York State, a federal judge said, banning gravity knives, and this is not a gravity knife, this is a spring-assisted knife, but banning a gravity knife was unconstitutional because he said it was enforceable the way the police departments in New York City were trying to enforce it. Now, I've ever seen it. A police officer will give the gravity knife test, and if he does this, and it comes out of locks, and it's considered a gravity knife. The only problem was it wasn't just once. A police officer can do this 5-6 times and really pretty much throw a shoulder out before, oh my God, look, it locked. It must be a gravity knife. Well, just look, this is absolutely insane. So he threw it out. Says this is not enforceable. You don't define what a gravity knife is. And by the video of the police test, the judge threw it out. So, but like California, I would recommend not bringing your knives out to play yet. I'm telling you right now, I know the left very well. Even though the judge has thrown this out, they will try to arrest you in California if you have one of these right now, because that's just the way the left is. When they're in charge, the court has integrity when they only rule in their favor, and when they don't, well, they're wrong anyway, so we'll do what we want. Same thing in New York City, in New York State, if you have a gravity knife, I'd be careful right now. Just because the judge has said so does not mean all the police agencies know in the state. And you'd be surprised how many LEOs do not know knife and gun laws. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So I wouldn't exactly, even though the judge threw it out, I'd be careful about carrying a gravity knife in New York State or New York City. I'm sure that's going to get appealed also. And the other thing is, there's still the restriction of having a blade 4 inches or less in New York State. So don't go around carrying a 8-inch gravity knife or 8-inch blade either, because I see nothing here where they said, the judge said gravity knife. He said nothing about size of the knife. So those are the big news coming from both sides of the coast, the East Coast and the West Coast, for knife people and for gun people. So it's looking good right now. I'm sure both will get appealed. I will try to keep you up to date as much as possible. But remember, protect your loved ones, carry your firearm, practice training. If you don't do it, no one else will do it for you. And keep voting and vote the constitutional way. We'll talk to you next video.